Hi and welcome back to Stamp with Anna, and today I have a wedding card that I am making. My goddaughter is getting married, so I wanted to make her a special card, and it's very simple. It's white on white with a little bit of gold, silver embossing with shimmer from the Wink of Stella, and it's really very simple to put together. It does have a lot of layers, but it's just beautiful. And I even did the inside embossed on a special layer. It is my goddaughter, so I wanted it to be a beautiful card for a beautiful woman. So what we need for supplies, the stamp set I'm using, this flower here comes from the Touches of Texture, which is a returning set this year from Stampin' Up. It's a 2-piece set. It has beautiful pictures, and I'm using this flower here. All of the sentiments, this one says for a special couple, and this one says side by side, together stand, heart to heart, hand in hand, a very special dream comes true, beginning with the words I do, and then congratulations. And that comes from another 2-piece set that Stampin' Up has continued, that they brought over to the new catalog, and it's filled with sentiments for the outside as well as the inside. And this was music to my ears when I saw that, because I was always frustrated that I didn't have any sentiments for the insides of my cards, so now I do. And we're also using from the new catalog a folder, and I'm going to show you the cover of it in case you can't see the dimension on it. It's called Tufted, and it's a dynamic folder, so it does make a nice deep impression, and that's what I've used for this background right here. And it's just beautiful. And then I used some Versamark with silver embossing powder and some white organza ribbon. This is discontinued. However, any beautiful white ribbon would work just fine, especially if it had a little shimmer to it. For paper, I have thick Whisper White, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then for my outside piece here that I'm going to emboss, that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Then this piece that I've stamped on is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2, and it gets matted onto a piece that is 2 5/8 by 3 7/8, and it's a very small mat. Then my piece for the inside is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the last piece of cardstock I have is this here for a special couple, and that is cut at 1/2 by 3. So let's get started making this card. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to emboss the quilted tufted piece right here. So I'm going to take that and put it in my embossing folder, and I just love these dynamic embossing folders. The images are so deep. And some people will tell you to spritz your cardstock first, but I'm using the regular Whisper White, so I don't find a need for that. Hold on one sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my beautifully embossed piece, and I don't know if this is going to show up in the camera. There's the embossed side, and there's the back side of it, which is equally as nice. You could use that for a less delicate look, but I just love this. So with some snail, I'm going to attach this to my card base, which is thick Whisper White. And again, it's a thin border, not my usual 1/4 inch differential in sizes. I wanted something a little thinner. A little bit of glue there. I'm just going to erase that. Okay, and now my base is done. I'm going to put that aside. Now I'm going to do some embossing. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper here. And I'm going to bring in the smaller of the 2 Whisper Whites. And this one is the 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to stamp up this beautiful flower with my Versamark. I'm going to stamp that right in the center of this card, of this piece of cardstock. Give it a good press. And now I'm going to sprinkle it with my gold embossing powder. I should have used my embossing buddy. I'm always forgetting that. And if I find any strays with a little paintbrush, I can just come in and brush those off. I'm going to put this embossing powder away before I blow it all over the place. And now I'm going to heat emboss that. And it does go rather quickly. Here it goes, it's getting started. All right, I'm going to finish embossing this off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, my embossing on that is done. And isn't that just beautiful? I just love the gold and the silver and the copper. I just love those when they're embossed. Now I'm going to do the rest of my embossing. I'm just going to stamp it up with you and sprinkle the powder on, and then I'll do that off camera as well. So this one here is my centerpiece, my inside of my card. And because it's such a large piece of cardstock and I am doing letters on it, I want to make sure I use my embossing buddy for that, because I want this image to be embossed beautifully. So I've already I've already mounted, excuse me, my stamps on this large block. And you see I put both of them together so that I have the exact positioning that I want. So I'm going to ink that up with my saying. I'm going to stamp that right there. Sprinkle some powder on that. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for just a second, and then I'm going to do the little sentiment for the front of the card. And here I have my little piece of cardstock that's cut at 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And again, I'm going to stamp that up with some Versamark, ink that up with Versamark, I should say. And I'm going to come down and center this right in the center. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. Straight down, straight up, and sprinkle some powder on that as well. And this is kind of tough to pick up because it's so small. So I'm just going to come in with a pair of tweezers. Grab that and shake that off. And I can see I have a little bit of stray powder, and with this paintbrush I'm just going to come in and brush that off. Alright, so all my powder is sprinkled. I'm going to put this powder back in the little container, and I'm going to emboss those off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I have all of my embossed pieces, and I'm going to put them aside except for this one here with the flowers. So what I'm going to do is take my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to come in and color in all of the flowers. And after I'm done with them all, I'm going to go back and give them a second layer of the Wink of Stella, because I want them to really, really shimmer. And I know the Wink of Stella does not show up on camera, and I apologize for that. But it's such a beautiful, beautiful look. Just enough shimmer. It's a very elegant look. And when you hold the card just right, you can see the beautiful shimmer. And I love shimmer. I love bling. I'm a real girly girl. And it's easy to stay in the lines because you have it all embossed, so it's raised a little. And if you want, you can go back and put a layer on all of the leaves as well, so that everything shimmers. I wanted to make sure that my flowers have a nice extra layer of shimmer. I'm going to hold this up, and I don't know if you can see right in there that little shimmer. I just love it. So now I'm going to mount this on the other piece of Whisper White. That is, let me find my notes, 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. Again, it's a very thin border. So I'm just going to take my snail. I'm going to put that right in here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto my card base. And I want to raise that, so I'm going to use some dimensionals that I took out and put on my desk somewhere, and now I can't find them. Oh, here they are. So I'm going to put one in each corner, and then I'm also going to put one in the middle because I don't want this to collapse forward. Collapse in, I should say. I'll peel these off. And when I place it on my card, I'm not going to place it right in the center because I do have to add the sentiment. So I'm going to bring it up, about 1/2 inch or so from the top, maybe 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's up. Then I made a bow using that organza ribbon, but like I said, any white ribbon would be perfect. And if you chose not to go monochromatic like I did, you can certainly change up the colors and make this in the bride's colors, the bridal party's colors if you want. But I wanted to go elegant and just do tone on tone with all white. And now I'm going to take the little piece that says for a special couple, put some snail on that, and I'm going to center that right underneath my piece right here. And then the last thing I have to do is put my inside sentiment in. Now I know I don't usually do insides of cards with you, and when I do, it's usually stamped right on the card base itself, but this one I did a little differently. And this just goes right in there. And there we have it, a beautiful, elegant wedding card, white on white, with a little bit of shimmer from the silver embossing powder, as well as the wink of Stella, which really upsets me that you can't see the wink of Stella in this, but it is just so beautiful. And I love the new embossing folder behind that. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products that I've used, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And if you do not have a demonstrator with whom you work, certainly let me know and I'll be glad to help you out and send you a catalog. Thanks so much. I'll catch you back here later. Bye-bye.